The Chris Evans Breakfast Show with Sky.
Agatha Raisin, season 2, which is that's a lovely phrase for an actor and actress, isn't it? Season
wonderful.
2,
yes,
which meant that season 1 went well enough to get another series away.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so who is she? What does she do? Very funny. It must be fun to work on.
It's an absolute joy to work on. We did a pilot a few years ago, Agatha Raisin and the Quiche of Death.
Yes.
Which is based on a series of it's based on a series of books by the wonderful MC Beaton.
Right.
And these have been adapted for television.
Right.
It's basically a PR guru who throws in her PR life, moves to the countryside, inadvertently gets accused of murder,
Right.
has to prove her own innocence and discovers she's actually rather good at it, and then I suppose in a kind of Midsummer Murders way.
It is, isn't it?
Solves murders, because there's a lot of murders in the village of Carsley
Yes.
and the surrounding areas.
It's Midsummer Murders with a bunting twist, because people have a right laugh along the way, don't they?
It's a sort of camp Midsummer Murders.
So you have a lot of fun with this. What have you had to do? What have you had to learn to do? Because you fight it. I've seen you do some Hong Kong Phooey in this and things. various stuff.
Well, it's the series has sort of evolved, and the second series there's a wee bit more kind of physical comedy and things in it.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm kind of slightly obsessed with Frank Spencer.
Because it was very clever.
I thought he was brilliant.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, I thought he was what I grew up on, and he was one of the reasons that I wanted to become an actor.
Right.
I thought
That was
that
massive, that show,
Oh,
wasn't
it was wonderful.
Michael
It was-
Crawford.
Oh, he was just great. And I think that incorporating physical comedy as well as a clever script
Yeah, yeah.
isn't seen too much these days.
Yeah.
And so I've had I can walk in any terrain in stilettos basically. Cobbles, grass, climb walls.
But some of the roles you're most famous for, extras, etc. And by the way, Afterlife, Bravo,
Yeah,
Bravo,
it's
and stuff.
good, isn't
They're
it?
very gentle. And
Yes.
this is the opposite.
Oh, it's a very different kind of comedy.
You get to let off some steam.
At one point last year, I was doing Afterlife, Catastrophe, and Agatha Raisin.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it was all very different sort of tones of comedy.
Different worlds.
Or exactly. I mean, it's like when I did Ugly Betty, one of the main things that I kind of realised, I suddenly had to become an aficionado on comedy, despite having done mostly theatre all my life, and then suddenly get wheeked, you'll get that word, won't you?
Wheeked.
Fellow Scottish
Never
people.
heard wheeked. I've heard
Wheeked. Thrown into.
Like it. Can we have Can we borrow that now and again?
You can take it,
How do you
Chris.
spell it? Does it matter?
Doesn't matter.
All right, wheeked.
Just how you say it. Wheeked into the world of comedy.
Love it.
And people would say, what's the difference between comedy in England, in Britain, and comedy in America? And I thought the thing that I thought was that a lot of the comedy in America was on the line, and a lot of comedy in Britain was the air between the lines, and
Like
particularly
that. Yeah,
with
between
Ricky's
the lines. She's
work.
good, isn't she?
Yeah.
She's good for this
Yeah.
show. Agatha Raisin back on Sky One from next Friday, 12th of July, 9 p.m. It is season 2, music to an actor's and producer's ears. Annie in Edinburgh. Love listening to Ashley. Think I must week my way through Agatha Raisin box set and number 1 before series 2 starts. She is spelled week, by the way. She's spelled week, W-H-E-E-C-H. How do you?
Yes, I would say that
You
would
feel
be.
it?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
feeling that.
Yeah.
Okay, would you say that was how you spell it? I like the sneaky silent H before the final H after the W.
Yes, the W. Wheek, yes. Wheek.
All right, all good. So Ashley's here now. Jill Halfpenny's on the way. You've worked with Jill Halfpenny.
I have.
Okay, tell us a bit about that.
Many moons ago, we did a sitcom that was based in Newcastle, in which I had to do a Geordie accent.
How was it? How was you in the Geordie accent?
Well, it's not very good when you're amongst a whole load of Geordies.
Did you start with the Kawasaki?
With a what?
Kawasaki?
What, like a motorbike?
Yeah, a motorbike and Tara Masalata.
It's funny because people come up to me and say, oh, do you remember that scene in Extras when you did the and I was like, no, I don't remember it, because I don't know, you don't watch your own stuff.
Yeah.
But I think if I wasn't in Extras, I would probably watch it. I watched The Office. This is funny. My son couldn't sleep one night, came downstairs, and I had The Office on.
Right.
And I said, oh, you might like this because you've met Ricky. This is The Office. This is, talking about seminal comedy. And I went, you might like to watch the one that Mum did with Ricky. And he went, yeah, okay then. And we put it on, and he sat there watching the scene, which is a pretty good scene with Samuel L. Jackson and Ricky and myself. And he sat there looking at it, and he went, silence, pause.
Yeah.
Can we put The Office back on, please,
Oh,
Mum?
dear, you don't want to hear that, do you?
The Chris Evans Breakfast Show with Sky.